And when you really examine the concept of eternity, one will find that there is no end. Life after death is a concept humans still don't understand.
How long is eternity? I don't understand. Some say forever, but if it's forever, then when does it come to an end? It's more than a concept, an infinite time that we spend. It confirms that our lives here on earth are a blip of existence and don't make a dent. As we get older, it creeps in our mind, the thought of the end and beginning of time. The life that we thought that we lived doesn't matter, approaching the thought that someday we all die. I get confused when I look in the sky. What is this water hitting my eyes? Maybe the rain is the pain and shame that hits earth when God cries. As we get older, we don't care what we did. It's not the things we receive, but the things we give. We try to go back to the time we were kids, but those shoes no longer fit. And then we finally realize that everyone dies, but not everyone lives. So I'm taking a chance. I'm living my life in the moment and not in a future that's not in my hands. I'm giving my time to the people who love me for everything that I am. I'm living my life in reality, not for a post that they'll tap when they open the gram. I'm doing whatever it takes. I'm not gonna dwell on my past mistakes. I'm bridging the gap between my dreams and what I see while I'm awake. They say leave it up to fate. Well, fate favors those who take. Cause if eternity's forever and all this is temporary, why wait?
Stopping it there, and welcome to Mika Reaction Reviews, where we react and review to things on the internet. Forgive the background, I'm in transit right now, but I wanted to react to the DAX video, and it is called Eternity. He already said a lot that I agree with. I love the line where he says, we finally realize that everyone dies, but not everyone lives. Or there's different quotes like that, like you can survive, but are you actually living? Are you actually living the life that you are in at the moment? Are you just surviving? Are you just trying to make it through? Are you just treading water? Or are you actually living? Are you just going through the motions, the steps, or whatever? I really like that saying, because I think that a lot of people can probably relate to that, and a lot of people probably, if you stop 1 second and look around you and ask yourself, assess your life, you might be falling into that category. A lot of people fall into that trap, you know, just the routine, the loop every day, same thing every day, and not really living the gift that God gave you. I like the other line where he says that I'm living my life not posing for the gram, because I feel like today everyone just literally just does things for Instagram. Like, even as a traveler, I see people literally travel just to get a shot on Instagram. Like, they're not actually experiencing the country at all. They're like, I need to go to Bali so I can go to this one Pacific gate to take a picture for my Instagram so I can show people how good my life is. But it's like, you're not actually living life, you're just posing for the gram. I'm trying to go back to childhood, but you can't. Those shoes no longer fit. It's especially with the younger generation, I've noticed, especially like Gen Z, but especially Gen Alpha, it's been this weird thing where they've just decided to skip childhood altogether and become adults or teenagers, where they're doing makeup tutorials and posing suggestively on Instagram and TikTok and being really grown. I follow this one channel called like Millennials, and they always show like someone 13 in the 90s and someone 13 today. It's vastly different, and you can only blame the parents. Like, people still give their kids free reign on the internet and free reign on TikTok and let the iPad raise their kids, and you can say, well, it's just difficult to be a parent, and so we give our kids things to distract them so we can get a break. But of course, being a parent is one of the hardest things you can fucking ever do in your entire life. If you can't do the job properly, then don't be a parent. And that's why I tell these Republicans, conservatives, traditionalists, alpha chads, red pill, stop telling everybody to have kids, because not everybody's meant to be a fucking parent. I also love the line where he says he's living in the moment. It's another thing people tend not to do, and it's hard not to do that, because I think human beings are warriors, or we contemplate or overthink past mistakes. We overthink the conversation we just had 5 minutes ago, right? But you can't control that. It's done. The past is done. The future is not here. You can't control that. So you have to focus on what you can control right now. A lot of people cause themselves a lot of misery, freaking out and worrying about things, like being upset about things that's literally just not in your control. I like the other thing is, like, we are taught to only care about ourselves instead of caring about the things that we can do for other people, giving a service. Anyway, let's continue.
Humanity's lost. You assess the price of material things, but at what cost? Then treat time like currency and spend it for applause, because we think that life is just a game we can turn on and off. We build, we break, renew, replace. place. We 9 to 5 and count the days for 40 years till 65, then live off what our pension pays. We fall in line as mental slaves. Our bodies work, our minds are caged. And that's why people say the richest place you'll find is at the graves, full of hopes and dreams that people never chased, full of feelings that we felt but never got to say. All the thoughts inside our heads that we kept stored and locked away. As our age increased and we got old and everything decayed, and when we finally realized that our whole lives was not a game, and that time was a commodity that we could not regain, and that we were in control and there was no one else to blame, is the day that we change. It's eternity, no way, no way. Eternity, no way, no way. It's eternity, no way. Eternity, no way. It's eternity, no way, no way. It's eternity, no way, no way. It's eternity, no way. Eternity, no way.
What are you doing with your time? What is your definition of happiness? Are you giving more than you're taking? And finally, if it were to all end right now, what are you holding on to that you need to let the world see?
Alright guys, I can literally talk about this for an hour, but I will not. He said so many good things and so many things that I try to live my life by. Aging and getting to the end and realizing it's nobody else's fault. You are to blame for not going after the shit that you wanted to go after. You are to blame for not making and creating the life that you want. You live your life, especially in your youth, blaming everyone else. It's the government, it's the matrix, it's men, it's women, it's my parents, it's my past, it's my lover, whatever. You blame everyone else, but it's really on you. And I think that is the shittiest thing that you want to have to live with and die with on your deathbed when it really starts to hit you. I remember having a conversation with an 80-something year old. She was basically almost 90. And she said, the biggest regret I have is not taking the chances on the things that I wanted to do, because at some point it is too late. That saying and phrase of like, it's never too late. I know, at some point it is too late. And now she knows, like, I have to die with this regret because there is no going back to do the things that I wanted to do. That's why I live the way I live my life today. I don't fucking care what anybody says, how I'm supposed to live my life because I'm a woman, because I'm this, I'm that. I don't give a shit. I stopped caring about what society tells me to do in my life a long time ago because you're all fucked up. You know, everyone's trying to figure something out, and everybody has the reasons why they think this is the way somebody should live. It's better for the culture, it's better for society, it's better for the country, whatever. I live my life how I want to live it because I don't want to be that 80-something years old regretting and tears in my eyes saying I should have just took the chances I wanted to take. I travel, I have my own business. I've been living like a gypsy nomad hippie for as long as I can remember. I've worked for myself as long as I can remember because I just decided I'm just going to just do my life the way I want to do it. And sometimes it's a struggle, sometimes it's a hustle, but at the end of the day, when you create the life you wanted to create, I'm telling you, it is no bigger, more rewarding feeling in the fucking world. And I get attacked a lot online because I've decided to live my life the way I wanted to live it. And a lot of times I feel like it's just out of jealousy because you didn't go after what you wanted to, so now you're pissed off somebody else didn't fall for the lie that you fell for. Now, I'm not saying living your life a 9 to 5 or a traditional way is wrong, but you better be doing it because you want to do it. This is what you in your heart want to do, not because the society told you, not because you saw your friends doing it, but not because the church told you, not because your mommy and daddy told you, because you want to do it. And if you're doing it because you want to do it and this is the greatest thing, the life you wanted to create, being a 9 to 5, being a stay at home, being traditional, then congratulations, you found a life that works for you, and I'm so happy for you. But so many people just sort of zombie through life and live a life of circumstances. I marry the person because we just happen to work together. I still go to this church because this is the church I grew up in. And so I'm not saying those things are bad, but geez Louise, again, when I spoke to that fucking 80, 90-year-old woman, the tears in her eyes scared the fuck out of me, and I was like, I'm gonna live the life I want to live. I'm gonna create the life I want to create. And if I make mistakes, if I look back and say like, oh, I wish I should have done this, or maybe I should have took that path, I'm still never gonna regret still taking a fucking chance and taking a risk and not just being and existing in life, but living my life. Life is amazing. It's a fucking adventure. It can be terrible and horrible and cruel as well, but take it by his fucking horns and do it, right? I'm really happy that DAX didn't make this video overly religious. There's nothing wrong with religion, but in my opinion, when you're an artist and you're trying to reach the culture, you cannot bubble yourself up and try to like narrow your message to a crowd that's already speaking the same thing you're speaking. You want to reach people that may not have thought about this before. So I'm glad he didn't make it over religious. In the end, when he says, if you die today, what are you holding on to that you wanted to show the world? Which is basically like, what are you holding on to the things that you wanted to do? And the things that you wanted to say that wasn't said. I don't know. I just think this video is amazing. I think that that's exactly how I try to live my life. It's not for the gram. Yes, I post because I want to inspire other people. But it's really because, like, again, at the end of the day on my deathbed, I want to be like, I took the chance. I took a big risk and I wanted to create the life I wanted to live, and I don't want to have those regrets and being like, if I would have just said this, if I would have just done that. I don't want that. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell to get notification when I do upload. All that really does help with the algorithm, guys. If you'd like to support this channel, you can donate, and it keeps me on this platform. You guys have an amazing, beautiful day. Bye.
And when you really examine the concept of eternity, one will find that there is